Live from historic Crocker Field in Fitchburg, FATV presents coverage of girls flag football. And today we've got another triple header of action here from the hallowed grounds of Crocker Field. And game number one is going to be the featured game, the only game going on in this first block of games. We have the Fitchburg Red Raiders and the Leominster Blue Devils. It's the rivalry taking to flag football here in Fitchburg. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Daniel Bolak. Happy to have you along with us here today. Joining me on the broadcast is Central Mass League Commissioner Jack Reed. Happy to have you along with us here tonight.
Thank you very much. Very happy to be here.
Absolutely. So Fitchburg 3-1 coming into today's contest. Had a strong win over South Lancaster, 33-0 in the early session. 4 touchdowns. Well, 3 touchdowns for Sari Reynoso, 2 scorers on the ground, a third through the air. Milagros Cervera threw for 3 touchdowns. Andrea Silva and Gina Falasca also had touchdown catches of their own in that first game. The Raiders able to win by mercy in that one. But then a tough showing in the second game against Leominster 2. And Leominster just a very solid all-around program. 4-0 is the main Leominster squad, but also Leominster 2 4-0 as well. The only 4-0 teams in Central Mass.
Yeah, Leominster 2 did an upset last week against Fitchburg. Fitchburg was missing a few girls because of vacation, but Leominster 2 team's been playing pretty well this season.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed by a lot of their players too, and also a relatively young squad, only 4 high schoolers on that roster, the rest all middle schoolers, but they all know the game quite well.
Yeah, they have a really good core nucleus of players, 6 or 7 players that have been playing for quite some time.
Yeah, and that of course leads into the main team that we'll be seeing in this game tonight, and we'll be seeing a little later on, that Leominster main team with a lot of great leaders on this squad. 4-0, 141 points scored, and the 12 points they conceded against Grand Dunstable, the only points they've given up in this young season.
Yeah, I know Coach wasn't real happy about those 12 points last week, but it was missed flags. You know, they had a really good defense last year, and I know Coach Curley expects them to have a good defense again this year.
Yeah, definitely something to look forward to. So Fitchburg will be going left to right in this first game. As we said, this is the featured game, the only game going on to open up here in our triple header of action. Gina Falasca ready to snap it to Gianexis Santiago on first down. It's a throw to the near side that's caught by Falasca. That was a play that was working pretty well for Fitchburg last week, the throw to the center.
The center is a huge part in 5-on-5 flag football of the offense. The centers can really be that check down player. They get a lot of receptions.
It's a 10-yard gain on first down on the reception from Gianexis Santiago, the senior quarterback, back in action this week. Finding Falasca. Be second down. About the 16-yard line, about 9 yards to go for a first down. It'll be a quick throw left side to Reynoso. She makes the catch, tries to get to the near side. Excuse me, that's beautiful. Sanchez, number 7, making the catch. Trying to get from the far side to the near side, try to find some space, but her flag was taken. It's just going to be a small gain for Sanchez, if anything at all, on second down.
Yeah, that middle of the defense is going to be tough with Giuliani, Santiago in the middle. She's one of the best players in the league, great flag puller. She's played for a really long time.
She's a junior. Now third down. Raiders have to get to midfield for a fresh set of downs. Santiago with plenty of time, gets the throw over. That's going to be caught by Reynoso for a first down. That time, nobody could really rush her because everyone was going back in pass coverage there.
Well, what happened was the rusher left early before the ball was snapped, so she wasn't allowed to cross the line of scrimmage. Otherwise, it would have been a penalty. It looked like the ref did throw a penalty, but Fitchburg's going to decline that after the big game.
Yep, that's right. They have to be 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
They do, but if they jump and start coming before the ball is snapped, then if they cross the line, then they're offsides.
Yep. Players who are within 7 yards are not eligible to rush the quarterback when they are behind the line of scrimmage. That's what we saw there. Santiago, quick throw over the middle. It's going to be caught, and Sanchez stumbles to the floor, trying to get across the goal line.
Yeah, Fitchburg with a great opening drive here. Last year, the 2 times these teams played was really a defensive game. Points were hard to come by, but Fitchburg's moving right down the field on this first drive.
Fitchburg's all the way down to the 1 yard line on that too.
Yeah, so now they're in the no run zone, so they have to pass the ball here. Anywhere within 5 yards of the end zone and 5 yards of midfield, they're not allowed to run the ball.
So they've got to run a passing play here. Obviously, if Leominster was a little miffed that they gave up 12 points to Grand Dunstable, they'll be a little more cross if they give up points to their arch rival. Second down and only a yard to go for Fitchburg. Got to go through the air. And thrown over the middle to Reynoso. She can't corral the football. Santiago stepping up, getting as much distance as she could to the line of scrimmage. Also means, of course, you can't sneak it, but then again, you can't sneak it anyway. If you're the quarterback, quarterback can't just run for yardage.
No, they can't. But in the first week with Gia at quarterback, they did a lot of run-pass option, where they'd hand the ball off to her and give her the option to run. So I expect to see some of that maybe as the game goes further.
Third down and goal to go. Raiders must score on this play if they want 6 on this drive.
Ooh, offsides.
There's a bit of a jump there.
So in flag football, offsides is a loss of down. So that was third down. They jumped offsides. They lose that down, so now it's going to be Leominster's ball.
Yeah, that's a bit rough there. And we actually saw in the Leominster 2 game, the Raiders were knocking on the door. On third down, they jumped there too. And with the offensive penalty meaning a loss of down, it means Leominster gets the ball on first down. A quick throw right side, Haley Jimenez able to make the catch on the feed from Jaliani Santiago. And she gets good distance on the far side on first down.
So Haley's playing center, it looks like, in this game. As I mentioned earlier, the center receives a lot of passes. She's been their leading receiver the first couple weeks, so I would expect her to feature in this offense today.
Jimenez had 4 touchdowns in the game against Grand Dunstable, which was a 43-12 victory. Second down, quick throw to the near side, wanted Jasmine Vasquez. But that pass just a little too hot to handle and falls to the ground incomplete. Bring up third down and about 11 to go. About 4.5 minutes into this first half of play, 18-minute halves we have officially confirmed is what they use here in Central Mass. Santiago throws, Jimenez makes the catch. She still has her flag and pull down just short of the line to gain.
No, she actually got across the line. So in flag football, it's where the ball is when the flag is pulled. So Haley's an experienced player. And what you saw there was as she got closer to the midfield, she reached the ball across. So her body was on the other side of the line when their flag was pulled, but the ball was across the line of scrimmage. Or, I'm sorry, the midfield.
Good catch, Jack. That's a first down for Leominster. And the pass incomplete. One to find Jimenez there. Unable to pull that one down.
So first down's really important, right? So they have 25 yards to go here. They couldn't get a completion on first down, so now they have 2 plays to go 25 yards. So you only have 3 downs once you cross the line, as you said. So it's be interesting to see. Usually in this situation, you want to try to get 10 to 12 yards. You want to try to get half of it here, and then the other half on third down.
Only looking for a little bigger completion this time, and Santiago's going to go for the deep ball down the right side. Just out of the reach of Jimenez. Had the distance, but Jimenez had to cut back inside to get to that ball and wasn't able to get there quickly enough.
Yeah, so on that play, they split Haley out wide and threw a go route to her. So if I were Fitchburg, I would pay attention to where Haley is on every play, which I'm sure Coach Aquendo has prepped the team on making sure they know where she is.
Yeah, on third down, trying to get that stop, tries to force the sack there. Now Jimenez with the ball, jukes out of 2-3 defenders, but finally that third one able to pull that flag out and stop her progress at the 15-yard line. That's the third and final down on that drive for Leominster. Fitchburg will have the ball back.
Yeah, Fitchburg comes up with a big stop after that big first offensive drive to open the game. Didn't score, got stuck at the 1-yard line. It was a big defensive stop there to swing the momentum back in their direction.
So both teams coming up empty on their first drives. Fitchburg was just a yard away from scoring. Able to contain Leominster a little more. So Raiders' second drive of the contest. Again, 3-1 on the season.
Not sure what happened. It looks like there was a penalty between plays because Fitchburg's starting at the 2.5-yard line.
Strange there. Shovel pass there to the center in Falaska. She's able to make a solid run there to get some of that yardage back.
So that play is, and you saw Leominster do it on their drive too. That's called the dump pass, where you take the ball and you get it really quickly into your receiver's hands. Anthony Quendo, the coach of Fitchburg, longtime player, really high football IQ, but as a player, that's a play that they would run quite a bit.
Second down, not nearly as successful for the Raiders there. That one falls incomplete. Have a look at it again. Just maybe a bit of miscommunication there. I think that was intended for Beautiful Sanchez, and I don't think she knew the ball was going to be coming for her.
No, that play looked weird from the beginning.
Bit of miscommunication can happen. Reynoso will come into the backfield on third down. About 11 to go. Approaching the halfway point of this first half of play. Santiago dives out of a sack. Now with a throw over to the near side. Incomplete. Right in the breadbasket for Reynoso, but just couldn't contain the pass.
So that's that run pass option that we talked about earlier. First time we saw it with G at quarterback this game. Couldn't connect there. Missed opportunity.
So that will give the ball back to Leominster. The Raiders will punt on third down. That will place it down at the 5-yard line. Of course, the Raiders could have gone for it on fourth down, but the risk is if they don't get the first, then that's Blue Devil ball in Raider territory. Raiders will be a handoff to Jimenez, trying to sneak through two defenders, but GNX Santiago was there to pull her flag. Reynoso there as well to limit the damage. Just a very minor gain on first down.
Yeah, Fitchburg looked ready for that play. If Haley's on the opposite side and she's coming across the formation, those defenders where G is on that side of the field should be expecting the handoff.
Second down and some to go, but we have whistles here.
Looks like a false start on Leominster.
So that'll back them up inside their own 5 and lose a second down as well, all the more damaging.
Yeah, with the loss of down, those penalties can really be a killer for the offense.
So throw to Jimenez this time is complete, but just surrounded by Raiders. 3 different ones there to grab her flag. Shamari Rodriguez there along with Santiago and Bienelsis Pena. Just deep down surrounded there was Jimenez. They know that she's the most powerful player that Leominster's got at their disposal, or at least one of them.
Yeah, and Shamari is one of the, I believe she's one of the returners on this team. Fitchburg has a pretty good mix of returning players from last year's squad, which finished third in the state, and new talent this year. It's a good mix of players over there.
It's a well-developing program being built here at Fitchburg girls flag football. It's the second season the Patriots have been putting this together. Raiders will start their third drive of the contest in this scoreless contest. Over 11 minutes gone, and fumble on the exchange, and once the ball hits the ground, the ball's dead.
Yeah, there's no fumbles in NFL flag.
We'll use fumble as a colloquial term, basically to say the ball is lost, but once it hits the ground, that kills the play right there.
Yep.
All for the health and safety of our players. Second down, about the 3-yard line for the Raiders. One in the backfield. It'll be a slightly delayed handoff to Reynoso. Will go to the near side boundary. Gets her flag pulled there by Jeliani Santiago. It's to about the 11.
Yeah, both offenses started this game moving the ball pretty well, and these last couple drives, they've kind of stalled out.
Third down the Raiders are facing. Have to get to midfield for a fresh set. Raiders will go one to either side of the center. And one in the backfield. They check their plays.
Looks like they're setting up for an RPO. Gia, yep.
That time, beautiful Sanchez took the snap to Giannexa Santiago. Not able to get much farther past the line of scrimmage before her flag was yanked.
No, Haley's a quick rusher. They're going to have some trouble with that play with Haley at rusher. She started the game at corner, and the coaches on that drive moved her to rusher, probably for that reason, to shut down the RPO.
And well done there. Jimenez, just a freshman, too. One of the younger players on this Blue Devil primary roster, but obviously quite the devastating weapon. Raiders will punt.
Yeah, she's been playing since 3rd grade, so she's one of the younger players on the roster, but also one of the more experienced players.
Wealth of experience indeed. Blue Devils in the black uniforms with the blue numbers going right to left in this first half. Santiago fakes the pitch, tries to get the short throw off to Vasquez, but a bit too short, and diving as hard as she could, Jasmine Vasquez could not pull that one in.
Yeah, that was a tough catch. It was behind her, throws a little bit behind her. That's got to be in front.
You mentioned Santiago, I believe, is one of those returning players for Leominster. He's got a wealth of experience.
Yeah, she's been playing since the 1st grade, so she's 11 years playing flag.
Good pass out to the far side. That was complete to Amelia Carboni. She's a freshman as well. Gets her flag yanked just short of the 15-yard line. Solid gain to get some yards back, but still 3rd in a distance to get. Santiago waiting, throws. Was nearly caught and dropped, and even if she had made the catch there, I don't think Vasquez was going to get much more than what she had. Wasn't going to get to the marker for the first down.
No, that was a great pass breakup by Gia, too. Vasquez had it, and Gia knocked it right out of her hands. Gia's been playing for a while as well. She's really a really good defensive player. That's been her strength for the last few years, and this year she's stepped into the quarterback role for Fitchburg. She's doing a great job. Former softball player. Actually, she may still be playing softball, I'm not sure, but she has a really good arm. Good leader.
Yeah, there are a couple of players that are on the softball team as well, because since this isn't an MIAA sanctioned sport, you can in fact do this and one of the other sports as it goes. First down is throw to Velasca. She gets some solid yardage.
That's right. For now, it's a club sport. So I know Leominster has a couple girls that play track. I know Fitchburg has a couple girls that do track and softball, as you said. I think Air Shirley, who we'll see later on today, they have quite a few multi-sport athletes. So that is the great thing about this program right now, that, you know, with it being a club program, girls can play multiple sports.
Won't be till at least 2026 that this sport will could gain sanctioning from the MIAA. We have whistles here.
So it looks like they have offsides on the left receiver, top of the screen.
All of the penalties, as we've seen in this contest, have been against the offense. And all those come with a loss of down. If we saw a penalty against the defense, it would lead to an automatic first down, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, correct.
So 3rd down, a bit to go. Raiders put 3 receivers to the right of the center. Throw over the middle is... Didn't get the best look of that. It looked like Sanchez might have pulled it in, then lost a handle on the football. But even if she does make the catch, it's not going to be enough for the first down.
Oh, they did give her the catch.
Yep, she did get the catch.
Looks like she caught it, and Kira Phillips came in from her safety position, knocked it away, but they gave it to her. So now they're within striking distance.
With so little time remaining in this first half.
Yeah.
May very well be worth going for it on 4th down.
Yeah, it's a risky play. You know, if they don't get this, they give Leominster a short field with not a lot of time left. But Coach Quendo's trying to be aggressive, trying to go into halftime with the lead.
Need 6 yards for a fresh set of downs. Santiago taking the snap, and her flag yanked out by Jimenez.
Big sack there for Leominster.
Huge sack indeed.
Now they have less than a minute left in the half. Leominster may have called a timeout. Or not. They're huddled up, taking their time here.
And how aware are the players of the time elapsed in a given half?
They're not. The coaches will be asking, so if the players hear the referee answer the coach's question, then they'll be aware. But it's the coach's job to remind them.
For Jimenez, that's going to be caught. Her flag gets yanked out by Chambre Rodriguez.
Yeah, Fitchburg's doing a great job pulling flags. I think first or second play of the game, Haley was able to make a couple girls miss, but since then, Fitchburg has really done a great job of flag pulling. That's one of the most important things on defense is flag pulling. It's called flag football for a reason, so pulling flags is one of the more important aspects of the sport.
So they can put all those moves on and they'll be in the thick of it. Also notice they've changed up the quarterback personnel, and now Jimenez is going to take the run after the handoff there, and she's going to be forced out of bounds around the 8-yard line. Giuliani Santiago was snapping it to Amelia Carboni, who made the handoff to Jimenez for that one.
Yeah, they're giving Haley the run-pass option there. She usually chooses to run when she has the run-pass option, and that's what she did on that play.
Blue Devils 10 yards from goal, but only one play to get it. We'll come to the line. Santiago will be back in the quarterback position. Two receivers grouped up right next to the center.
Ooh, that's impeding the rusher. So it's going to be a penalty on Leominster. This play's not going to count.
Yeah, the flag thrown there for the impedance. And the throw incomplete nevertheless. Fitchburg would take over, but we're, I believe, at the half here. So just like we had in the Fitchburg-Leominster 2 game last week, through one half of play between Fitchburg and Leominster 1, we are scoreless.
Yeah, it's been a great first half. Like I mentioned earlier, both of their matchups last year were defensive battles. This year looks to be no different.
Two of the best teams in Central Mass, to say the least. Fitchburg coming in 3-1, Leominster 4-0.
Yeah, Fitchburg was really good last year. They had a lot of talent. They have a lot of talent this year. They didn't lose many players from last year, and they finished third place out of 8 schools that were part of the program last year. This year, the program's grown to 23 schools. We have 11 in Central Mass and 12 in Eastern Mass. And coming into the season, they were certainly expected to be one of the top teams in the, not just in Central Mass, but in the state.
The only losses Fitchburg had last season, I believe, were to Leominster and to St. Mary's of Lynn, who was also a state finalist.
Correct, yeah. So those Leominster and St. Mary's met in the championship. And as you said, those are the only teams that Fitchburg lost to last year. But they were really competitive in those games as well. They were tight games. Fitchburg was right there with them, just maybe a step behind them last year. And I know that Coach Aquendo is hoping to make that leap this year, hoping to overcome St. Mary's and Leominster, who so far in the start of the season appear to be two of the top teams as well again this year.
Just to show the depth that Leominster has, just the fact that they have 2 teams in this league, and both of them have perfect 4-0 records.
Yeah, like we talked at the beginning of the broadcast, Leominster 2 kind of exceeded expectations so far this season. I know they caught Fitchburg last week with some players missing, with Gia missing. It's hard. Flag football is the most important position quarterback is the most important position in flag football, and they were missing Gia last week, so Leominster kind of caught him. Leominster 2 kind of caught him at a good time, but Fitchburg they'll bounce back.
First down throw over the head of the receiver and incomplete. Leominster with the ball again because Fitchburg started with the ball in the first half, so Leominster starts with the ball here in the second half. They've switched sides. Leominster in the black uniforms with the blue numbers going left to right. Fitchburg in the red uniforms, the white numbers going from right to left. Second down, Santiago with some time, thrown, and that's going to be caught by Carboni. Their flag yanked right near midfield.
Jolly threw off her back foot there. That was a little dangerous, but Amelia was wide open in the middle of the field. This is a really good position to be in as an offense. So it's third down. They're 1 foot from the first down. I would expect coach to take a shot here. Go deeper, so that if they miss, they'll have a 4th and 1. Now what Fitchburg just tried to do there, they just tried to purposely go off sides, but Leominster declined the penalty.
And the throw that was compulsory is complete. There'll be another first down for the Blue Devils. Haley Jimenez getting another catch there.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Martinez didn't agree with my strategy of taking a shot there, but they got the first down.
Just tried to take the sure thing, or as sure as they could make it. They are about 21 yards from goal. First down of 3 chances to try to open the scoring here in this second half of this contest. 0-0 between Fitchburg and Leominster. The first drive of the second half, throw to the right side. It mishandled, and Jasmine Vasquez cannot haul that one in.
Yeah, it's a missed opportunity there. In flag football, you really have to stay on schedule with your offense. And, when you drop passes or have incomplete passes, kind of puts you behind schedule.
Makes things all the more challenging. Second down for the Blue Devils. Fakes the handoff. Santiago throws left side. That's incomplete and nearly picked off by Andrea Silva.
Yeah, that was a dangerous pass. Kind of threw her across her body. I wonder if the sun is a factor out there.
I know last week it was actually wet and dreary at the beginning, which then lightened up as time went on. But today, it's clear blue skies.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful day out. It's beautiful out on the field. I think that Fitchburg defense might be looking right into the sun right now.
Those are the challenges you have to deal with. Third down, Leominster must score on this play if they want points on this possession. Deep pass there into double coverage and incomplete. Shamari Rodriguez and Gianexa Santiago both there to knock that away from Haley Jimenez.
Yeah, Fitchburg had that covered. He had 2 girls on Haley at that time. Leominster's lucky it wasn't intercepted.
Fitchburg will have the ball back on the 5-yard line. This has been a defensive battle. I also want to ask, I know we're way early for this. Overtime, is that a thing in this league?
Yep.
It is
a thing, yep. So in the first overtime, each team can go for 1 or 2. They can have a play from the 5-yard line or the 10-yard line. In the second overtime, they both have to go from the 10-yard line for 2. And then the third overtime is the longest yard. Each team gets 1 play. Whoever gets the most yards on that 1 play wins the game.
It'll be very interesting if we get to that point. First down, Velasquez. So that's Gina Velasquez will make the catch there and the run and get some good yardage after the fact.
That was a little physical. It looks like the ref has called a penalty on the play. Illegal contact on the defense.
Our first defensive penalty of the contest. So he'll walk off the 5 yards, and because that was a defensive penalty, it's an automatic first down too.
So it's actually 10 yards.
10 yards, excuse me.
Yeah. Well, the refs were confused as well. Oh, wait, maybe not. Maybe I'm confused. It might have been 5 yards.
Yeah, there are no numbers on the field, so we're just trying to work off that. Quick bullet throw to beautiful Sanchez is going to be caught, and that'll be a first down for the Raiders.
That was a great catch by Beautiful. Nice throw by Gia, too.
Gianexa Santiago and Beautiful Sanchez teamed up for no fewer than 6 touchdown passes in week number 1 at Ayer Shirley.
Yeah, they've been a lethal combo this season. Well, Fitchburg scored, 65 points that first week?
Yeah,
so.
64.
64.
Yeah. Good number of points put on the board by the Raiders in week number 1. Santiago faking out the handoff. Now the throw intercepted! Picked off by Kara Phillips. Raiders had some momentum going, but the junior will snuff that right out.
Kira had a great interception in last year's championship game, too. Really swung the momentum. She's a great defensive player, playing that high safety position for Leominster, center field, if you will.
There with the Raiders trying to go for the deep ball on the play action. That time, the first turnover of the contest, and the really only interceptions being the real turnovers. That minus the turnover on downs in the first half. Put the ball on about the 7-yard line. First down for Leominster. Blade handoff there, taken by Jimenez, able to get to the 10 before her flag is taken.
Again, Fitchburg ready for the run there. Gia is playing that linebacker position, kind of shadowing Haley.
Second now for the Blue Devils. Quick throw to Carbone. And she's able to evade the grasp of the Raider defenders, able to prevent that flag from coming off.
Yeah, Fitchburg had the play stopped and just couldn't get her flag. But that's how missed flags can really hurt you. Instead of a 5-yard gain, it's about a 20-yard gain and a first down.
Fresh set now for the Blue Devils. 3 shots, 20 yards from goal. 7 minutes into this second half. Still looking for our first score of the contest.
These are 2 of the higher scoring teams in the league so far this year.
97 points for Fitchburg, 141 points for Leominster. But between each other, nothing going thus far. Santiago throws left side. Jimenez makes the catch, avoids having her flag pulled 2, 3 times. Finally, third try from Sara Reynoso, able to yank it off. Gets about 9, maybe 10.
Yeah, Fitchburg kind of lost Haley there on this play. Left her alone a little bit. She makes a couple moves. Nice cut back to the middle.
Blue Devils able to effectively move the ball, second down, and throw over the middle to Jimenez. Runs right into Santiago and Rodriguez. They're able to yank her flag. Now inside the 5-yard line, and a passing play coming here on third down.
So let's see another 3rd and goal. See if Fitchburg can have a goal line stand here. This would be huge for them. Keep this a scoreless game.
In the first half, Fitchburg got to the 1-yard line before that play came to an end. Now a quick dump off the throw. It's caught by Jimenez, and she is in for a touchdown.
Yeah, so on this play, Leominster just bunches everybody up. Center sneaks out the back. Fitchburg really has to understand, really has to account for the center on this play, but they just, at the goal line, they lose track of her.
Big score for the Blue Devils as we pass the halfway point of this second half of play. Leominster will go for the 1. 5-yard passing play. That one thrown behind Jimenez. Conversion no good. It remains 6-0 to Leominster.
So in flag football, the conversions are really important as well. That could come back to hurt Leominster if Fitchburg can get on the board, get their conversion. A lot of games are decided by 1 or 2 points. Who gets the conversions, who doesn't get the conversions.
I think that's what the difference was in the Greater Lowell Air Shirley game at the end of last week. Greater Lowell able to come away with a 7-6 victory in that one.
That's right.
We'll be seeing Greater Lowell next. First down, Reynoso able to make the catch. And our flag has been pulled. It still hasn't been pulled. Now finally taken, but not before she got to about the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Reynoso's a new addition to the team this year. She's been an offensive weapon through the first 2 weeks too. Really fast.
So they'll rule that Reynoso's flag was actually pulled around the 15-yard line. Bring the ball there.
It's possible, I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention, but they might have had a flag guarding at the end of the run, which brought it back 5 yards.
That's a thing that can happen as well. A bullet over the middle, incomplete. One to find Zymary Rodriguez. It's pretty close there, just couldn't handle the pass. That's the first time we've called her name tonight.
Yeah, she's another returning player from last year. She missed last week's games as well. She's an important player on offense and defense for them.
Third down coming for the Raiders. Reynoso, Rodriguez and Sanchez out to the right. That throw, that's going to be caught. Beautiful. Sanchez able to make that catch beyond midfield for a fresh set of downs.
That was a huge play there. Fitchburg really needed this first down. Flag football at the end of the day comes down to players making plays. You know, which team's going to make more plays. And that was a big one for Fitchburg. Keep this drive going.
Raiders about 23 yards from goal. 11 and a half minutes into the second half, trailing 6-0. Gia Santiago will take the snap. Quick throw right side, wanted to find Velasca. That time she couldn't handle it.
Yeah, Gia's been throwing that ball pretty fast on these short routes, and Velasca just couldn't handle that one.
Sometimes you wonder if maybe the quarterback's just rushing a little bit, just wants to get the throw off quickly, and sometimes just ends up being a little too hot for the receivers to handle. You know, you want to avoid the sack, you want to avoid putting yourself in a position where things are going to get worse, but sometimes you just rush it a little bit and you don't get the result that you were looking for when you release the football.
Yeah, she's had a few nice catches earlier in this game. That's going to hurt.
Some miscommunication there. The false start costs them a down and puts the ball back in their own side of the field. Now, although they're in the no run zone, doesn't apply here because that line of gain is not midfield, it's the goal line.
Correct, yeah, they're allowed to run the ball here.
Although I think a pass would probably be preferable considering the circumstances.
Probably. I like to say there's no good plays for 3rd and 25 though. But they're putting it in the end zone. Ooh,
deep ball downfield. Sanchez not able to keep herself open there. That ends up falling incomplete.
So they got Kira for the pass interference here. Yeah, Leominster really bailed Fitchburg out there. She was going to be short of the end zone. And Kira just kind of came through the receiver. So it's going to be first down for Fitchburg.
Is that a spot foul?
It is a spot foul, and that's the difference between pass interference and contact, illegal contact. But it looks like the refs they're going to try to get this one right.
So they're going to come over, they're going to double check. They want to make sure that they've got this assessed properly.
Yeah, so when they do that too, they'll stop the clock on the field.
So it looked like we had contact there.
Okay, so it looks like it's 10 yards from
10 yards from the original line.
the original line, yeah.
Yep, and a first down.
Correct. Either way, that was a big outcome for Fitchburg there.
They may not necessarily be knocking right on the doorstep of the goal line, but still, they've got another 3 plays to work with to try to tie the game.
Yeah, 1st and 17, that's a good situation to be in for Fitchburg.
Santiago with a quick bullet, but I think the most open individual for that ball was Kira Phillips.
Yeah, it looked like she wasn't really expecting it. Wasn't expecting that ball to get thrown to her. Might have been a little high, too.
Hey, let's go now,
It's getting late, though. This might be Fitchburg's last drive. They could get the ball one more time if they use their timeouts and are able to stop the Leominster offense, but...
How many timeouts do each team get for this?
They get for 3 timeouts for the game.
3 timeouts for the game. Second down. Santiago throws. Reynoso had trouble corralling that one. She got tangled up there with Amelia Carboni. That falls incomplete. Raiders now spinning their wheels now that they're in Leominster territory. Leominster's defense proving to be quite strong. rush one, forced the throw over. Sanchez was the intended receiver, but Carboni makes the interception.
That was a big play by Amelia. She was the defensive player of the week last week for Leominster. I think she had interceptions in both games last week. Came up with another one right there.
That one, they wanted Sanchez there on the corner, but just a bit underthrown, and Carboni had the best look of all on that one.
Yeah, they had her. They had her for a minute. Just couldn't get it there.
As it goes. Imagine with the huddling up here. Perhaps Fitchburg's used one of their timeouts. It's not immediately obvious to me if they've used one or not.
I think they may have in the first half, but I'm also not sure.
Regardless, Leominster will have it. Carboni makes the catch. Has her flag yanked out. Pretty close to midfield. Caller just a little short there on that one.
Yeah, that interception really hurt because, Leominster was able to return it. Instead of getting the ball on their own 5, Leominster had the ball at about the 19-yard line. Gave him a short field to work with, then get a first down here, run some more, time off the clock. You see Jolly waiting for the ref's signal. So we must be getting down pretty close to the end here.
Trying to work the clock out as best as they can. Second down, quick dump off. Carboni makes the catch, gets across midfield for a first down, and the flag flies.
Yeah, penalty. Might have got Amelia for charging there, which is kind of like lowering your shoulder into the defender.
That's one of those health and safety rules.
Yeah. Or impeding the rusher. That's also a common penalty. I didn't see the impeding on that play, but
regardless, the penalty was against Leominster, so what would have been a first down instead backs the ball up 5 yards and makes it third down. 6 yards to get a first. They can run here. They will run here from Jimenez. She's able to put the moves on to get past midfield.
Yeah, and that first down might have did it here with the clock.
Yeah, there can't be that much time left in this second half. Leominster's only gotten one score in this game, but the way it's shaping up, that might be all they'll need. To borrow a soccer term, we're very much into stoppage time now.
Yeah, the ref stopped the clock on, on that rule clarification.
Jimenez with a lot of moves, tremendous moves by the freshman. Get inside the 10-yard line. Yeah, the clock that you see on your screen is unofficial, and we just keep it counting up just because we don't often know when the clock does stop, and sometimes it can be a little bit challenging to try to keep it with what the officials got down on the field. But it gives you an idea of how much time has elapsed.
Yeah, it's certainly getting close. Well, it looks like Fitchburg took a timeout there, so the clock probably did stop.
And the question's going to be, if Fitchburg can get this stop, how much time will they actually have to work with? And will they have enough time to really get downfield? Well, what they know is if they want any chance of winning this game, they're going to have to come away with a stop on these next 2 plays. One receiver split out far to the right, too close to the left for Leominster. A quick throw to Jimenez again. She's able to dive away and get into the end zone for another touchdown. Elia Jimenez with yet another score to her account. It's 12-0 Leominster, and they may very well have put this one away.
Yeah, it's a backbreaker for Fitchburg. Missed flags. We said it all game. Missed flags will really hurt you in flag football.
Yeah, watching Haley Jimenez play, just watching the moves that she's able to put on to keep those flags out of the grasps of the opposition. She's so tough to stop. absolute game breaker for the Blue Devils. Conversion throw right side is going to be complete to Ashley McMenemy. An extra point for Leominster to make it 13-0, and that's going to be the final score.
Yeah, that last touchdown was tough for Fitchburg. You know, I know that Coach Aquendo doesn't believe in moral victories, you know, but losing this game 6-0 would have been, in my opinion, a moral victory, you know, for Fitchburg, given how much Leominster scored the first couple weeks of the season. That last one was tough. Not only did it take an opportunity away from them to get the ball back, and, you know, they probably would have only had a play or two, but, you know, 6-0 looks a little better than 13. So this is how these games went last year with Leominster and Fitchburg. It was a defensive battle. It was a slugfest, and you know, I expect to see Fitchburg come out in this next game. We have them against Greater Lowell Tech. I expect to see them come out and try to get a win here tonight.
Yep, Greater Lowell coming in with a 2-2 record. Only 27 points scored across those two games. They've had a couple of low-scoring affairs. They beat Veritas Prep 20-4. Must have been a couple of safeties involved in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see the 4 points very often in any form of American.
No, you know
football.
what? I saw it twice happen in 1 week. And it was about a week ago, not in this league, in another league. I couldn't believe that a game ended with 4 points. And then about a week later, Greater Lowell Tech gave up 4 points to Veritas, as you said.
And then just 7 points against Ayer Shirley, but 7 was all they needed, especially when they held the Panthers to just 6. The other two games Greater Lowell played were losses to Leominster. Weren't able to find any points in either of them. 33-0 to Leominster 1, 20-0 to Leominster 2. Thank Jack Reed for joining us. You'll be back a little later, I think. Yep, we'll be back a little later. He's got to do his commissioner job now as the Central Mass Flag Football Commissioner. He's just got to do those things that make being a commissioner. Just got to take care of those important little details for us. We thank him for joining us in game number 1 as we'll get ready for game number 2.